So a few months ago, we were having dinner the night before our board meeting with my board of directors and part of my executive leadership team. And we started talking about storytelling and making decisions as part of a growing company. And through that conversation, the Steve Jobs example came out when they were working on the iPod at Apple, or he had the idea for the iPod at Apple. It basically goes that he said he was going to take a Walkman, said to his daughter, it's in the movie actually, Steve Jobs, and he said to his daughter Lisa, he said, I'm going to put 1,000 songs in your pocket. And that was really the vision that he created for the iPod. And so, and I don't know exactly how they went about doing everything, but my guess is Steve Jobs didn't call a bunch of people into a room and start going through lines and lines of code and talk about the technical aspects of how they were going to create music in an iPod and do that. He cast a vision and said 1,000 songs in your pocket, and that's what people still remember today. And so I kind of started to reflect back on some decisions we were making at Service Express and some meetings that I've been into, and a couple of things. One is we were making a decision, we were in a meeting, and we started to go through this PowerPoint somebody did, and it was just like details of all the background of the decision that we needed to make, but nobody knew what the decision was. We were going through slide after slide, and finally I interrupted and I said, we don't have enough time for all this. Like, what is your ask? What do you want? And so they communicated what they wanted, and very quickly they got feedback from the team, great feedback, and it helped him make a decision. And we kind of laughed about it because that's what we do with each other, and it was like, we should just started with the ask, right? But the natural thing that people want to do is they want to give you all the information, anticipate all the questions, and give you all that information first, and then go for the ask. And I'm not saying don't prepare all the information. You should. But I'm saying lead with the ask. And so at dinner, one of our board members who worked with one of the large consulting firms, he said to us, he said that he used to work with a firm, and they talked about when making a decision and presenting something, they would go, what's the headline? Right? What's the ask? The headline is, what do you want to do? What's the recommendation? Or maybe the headline is, what is the need? Right? What is the need? What's your recommendation? What do you want to do? And then they had a couple of lines for support. Here's some supporting facts for that. And it was a one-page document that they would lead to. And he said so many times they were able to make great, quick decisions just by headline, recommendation, support. Now, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's more complicated and you need more support. So they would either dive into it in that meeting, or they'd set another meeting to say, we need more information to go deeper. And, a couple of people at Service Express do this really well. And examples have been my Chief Marketing Officer, Josh Leatherman, and my Chief Operating Officer, Dwight Strayer. And they both naturally do this really well. They come to me throughout the year, it happens probably every year, and with some requests that are outside of budget, outside of what we planned for early in the year. And that's typical, right? You plan budget, and you're planning for your year in December and January, and things change throughout the year. But they both do a great job of saying, here's what I want, here's why I want it, and here's the support. And the support oftentimes is, this is out of budget, here's the impact it's going to have on the company, and here's what they're great at. It's going to be net neutral to the budget because I'm going to move some other things around, or it's going to save us money, or it's going to make us money, but it's basically going to pay for itself. And they're really good at that, and they get more yeses from me than probably just about everybody. And I don't have to go through an hour meeting with them to get it. So think about this the next time you're presenting to your leader, as a leader, the next time you're presenting to your people, right? As an executive team, we're really working on this at Service Express. What decisions are we trying to make? What's the headline? What's the recommendation? What's the support? What's the need? What's the ask, and what's the support? Start there. You might get your answer in 5 minutes and you can move on. If you don't, then you can deep dive. So here's the other thing. Here's the salesperson to me. When you get the yes, stop talking. The yes is the yes. Move on. So many times I see people, they get the yes and they keep stating their case and like, don't talk me out of this. I already told you yes. Move forward. Salespeople, that's for you too. When you get the yes, stop talking. Take it and get out. Good luck, everybody.